Hello students, it's your IELTS tutor Jack and welcome to another episode of the IELTS Plus English podcast. Well, the audience is growing. I always check the analytics of this podcast. I check how many people watch it every week, and it's growing and growing on all of the different podcast platforms and on YouTube. So firstly, thank you for joining me. And thank you to all those who like and subscribe. I really, really do appreciate it. Today's topic is jobs, which is quite an easy one, right? It's also, like last week, a fairly easy topic that we should be comfortable with. In order to boost your vocabulary, which we all want to do, go to www.jax-english.com to get the free handout with 10 vocabulary expressions and today's questions. Now, it's been a while since I challenged myself to use all 10 words throughout the episode, and that's what I'm going to do today, just to add something a little bit different and keep myself busy. Of course, as I did last time, do listen out for this sound. That will indicate that I used one of today's words. So I think we'll go straight into it today. No messing around, let's do our first part 1, but I have to include all 10 vocabulary throughout this episode. Question 1, what is your job? I am an English teacher. I teach English to students who are learning it as a second language, specifically to adults. A lot of people in the industry do teach children. I do not teach children because I find it a little too challenging. I teach adults because I'm passionate about it and I find it uniquely rewarding. A really wonderful job. Next, what responsibilities do you have at work? I have many responsibilities. Of course, you start with, I teach English. But in order to teach English, I have to prepare the lessons. I write my own materials, which can be a little monotonous. I don't particularly like the material writing side of things. I shoot YouTube videos and I have a podcast. I love that side of things. But most of all, of course, I do love being with students, helping them, getting feedback, and hearing that I made a difference. That's very rewarding. Okay, well, let's go on to a part 2. So 2 minutes are on the clock, and today's question is, describe a difficult task that you succeeded in doing as part of your work or studies. Well, that's a mouthful, but something does come to my mind, a difficult task. So let's go for it. 2 minutes on the clock, starting now. I'd like to tell you about my job as an orange picker. A long time ago, I went to Australia. It was back in 2009. And I did a lot of different jobs there. But particularly one that stands out to me was being an orange picker or orange harvester down in the south of Australia. And of course, you know what my job was already. It was to pick oranges. It was an incredibly hard job, but it taught me a lot, really, in my life. So let me tell you a little more about this job. It was not rewarding at all. It was incredibly tedious. My job was to get on a ladder, pick oranges as quickly as I can, and fill a container. I was paid per container. So, of course, the more containers I filled, the more money I made. But I could only fill 2 containers a day, and it paid, I remember it was $23 per container. So it was a disappointing amount of money. It was a really labor-intensive job because it required, there was almost a person per tree. And each tree took a long time. So it was a really tough job, and there were a lot of spiders, which was horrible, snakes. I saw scorpions. There were some really challenging aspects of that job. In my opinion, I would say it was the hardest job of my life. Mostly because of those insects, also the weather, it was very hot. And in the future, I really hope I don't have to do anything like that again. It was a very valuable job. Okay, time's up. So I'm really trying to get those words in there. I hope that you're hearing them, but I think most of them I can get into part 3. So let's do it. Part 3. Do you think job satisfaction is more important than salary when choosing a job? It's a really difficult question, but I would say yes, job satisfaction is more important because it allows us to continue doing that job for a longer period and just generally be happier in our life. Getting on a career ladder is very challenging, and getting on a path that you're happy with, I think, so important to not only your satisfaction and happiness within the job, but outside of the job as well. At home with the family, of course, yeah, great if you're making money, but if you're going home stressed, depressed every time from work, that's no good at all. So yes, I would say the job satisfaction is more important than salary. Is it necessary to work hard in order to achieve career success? Yeah, I think so. I think working hard, I always like the expression, the harder I work, the luckier I get. This is something I live by, which means that the harder you work, the more opportunities come to you and the more luck you get. So I think that's really important. Whether you are on an internship and not being paid, or whether you are high up the career ladder and you're making a lot of money, I think it's really important to work hard. So yes, I would say it's necessary. Okay, I think I'm missing still quite a few words, and I'm going to have to get them into this last answer. So good luck to me. What changes in employment have there been in recent years in your country? Okay. There have been many changes to both the public sector and the private sector. I would say the big changes, of course, are technology focused. Technology is allowing people to do more and therefore spend less time at work, or spend less time on work, whether it's in the work's location or at home. So, I think maybe people are entitled to more free time. They're entitled to different benefits than they were before. So things are really changing. I think the changes are for the best. Things are going in the right direction. I think people are getting more benefits at work and better retirement packages, things like that. And this is mostly down to the changes in technology and how that's impacting work. Okay, that was really hard actually, getting all of those in there. I had to kind of adjust my answer a little bit, but we did it. Another episode is done. And now you can go to www.jax-english.com to get your free handout if you haven't already. And give me a like. I really appreciate it. And it helps me continue with this wonderful project. We're on episode 24, so we're progressing well. I hope you have a fantastic week this week and study diligently by reviewing today's topic and previewing the next one. I'll see you very soon for episode 25. Goodbye.